in the reaction. New Secret Wars leaks change everything we thought. The Dan of nerds. Let's see what they have to say about that. Let's take a look.
A popular Marvel scooper just dropped a ton of information about Avengers Secret Wars. We got some confirmations of some really cool ideas that are going to be taking place in this massive crossover event that promises to be one of the most ambitious movies ever put in the movie theater. But we also got information on who the actual main villain of the Secret Wars movie is going to be, and it's crazy, it's mind-blowing, and it's also not my favorite thing that Marvel's ever done. We'll get into it. I'm really not that pumped. This is an idea that I didn't see coming. It's crazy ambitious, but it's also going to require us to get really freaking nerdy to explain. This all has to do with a character known as the Beyonder, who is one of the most powerful but also most convoluted characters from Marvel Comics history. And it also has to do with Kang. Jonathan Majors, of course, playing Kang the Conqueror, and multiple variants. And in this video, we're going to have to explain how, I guess, the new plan is that they're the same character?
What did he say?
Oh, that's going to get really sweaty and nerdy, but we're also going to talk about Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine teaming up together, and confirmation that Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. will be back for Secret Wars and also possibly in Armor Wars. So smash a gosh dang like on the video, and let's begin. So this and pretty much everything we're going to talk about in this video comes from popular scooper and insider My Time to Shine Hello, who has an incredible track record. And the main scoop is all about who's going to be the main villain of Avengers Secret Wars, who we all thought was going to be Kang, and it is going to be Kang, but it's also a character known as the Beyonder. Now, interestingly, the Beyonder is the main antagonist of the original Secret Wars that was done in the 80s, and he's also the main villain of Secret Wars 2. He's the crazy curly-haired dude in the white Travolta-looking suit. This character also pops up in a lot of Marvel things throughout the years, but he's originally presented as this omnipotent being with unlimited power that doesn't really know much about our universe, and so this character becomes very curious as to who or what is more powerful between good and evil. And so the Beyonder basically just scoops up a bunch of heroes, scoops up a bunch of villains, puts them on this random planet and tells them to fight. He's trying to figure out essentially what's more powerful, good or evil. And according to My Time to Shine Hello, the Beyonder in the MCU is going to be the main antagonist of Secret Wars, but in the MCU, the Beyonder is going to be a variant of Kang. And the Beyonder in Secret Wars is going to be played by Jonathan Majors. So it's literally going to be a Kang variant, but this character will have the suit of the Beyonder and will have the power of the Beyonder basically via that suit. And I assume that she's talking about that crazy silver suit. He's got the crazy arm pads looking real crazy there. And I will say, just in full transparency, some of the stuff I was getting from a private conversation with My Time to Shine Hello. She didn't actually publicly talk about this on Twitter, but she did give me the go-ahead to be able to talk about it in this video. And I gotta say, before we get into all the comic book lore and get really freaking sweaty on the Beyonder, I do want to just bring up that at a base level, this idea and concept bothers me. Now, the Beyonder is really interesting, very convoluted, but interesting, but he's not a mortal at all. I mean, there was this one time where Bendis kind of retconned him into being an Inhuman that was also a mutant, and we will get into that again. It's real freaking sweaty. But the basic idea for me is that, like, the Beyonder's this crazy, powerful, godlike being that comes from the Beyond verse. And Kang is a mortal that invents all this crazy technology and starts going through time as a conqueror. Like, that's who Kang is. And Kang is awesome. And there are variants of Kang. There's Immortus. There's Kang the Conqueror. There's Iron Lad. There's the Red Centurion. There's Rama Tut. Like, there are different versions of Kang. All of them are really freaking cool. And I believe this is more or less a move to amplify the character of Kang to be able to be a character worthy of the Secret Wars name as far as him being that antagonist. And essentially, Marvel didn't want to just bring in Doctor Doom or bring on the Beyonder from comics, a totally separate character than Kang, and steal the shine away from Jonathan Majors or Kang. Well, I understand them not wanting to take anything away from Jonathan Majors and sort of do a Deus Ex Machina Doom or Beyonder thing. I think just making Kang the Beyonder is kind of a shortcut. It's like, oh, well, we'll just give Kang and Jonathan Majors all of his crazy cosmic qualities from a completely different character so that he can then be strong enough to be the villain of Secret Wars. Like, I don't understand that. To me, if you want to use Kang as a main villain, just do Avengers Forever, or do your Secret Wars movie as more of a version of Avengers Forever, and just have different Kang variants fighting, or have like Immortus be in charge of Battle World or something like that. Like, I don't even understand why you need to do traditional Secret Wars stuff with Kang as the villain. Like, it just seems like a really weird mix of planning. But let's put a pin in that for now, because of course we'll talk more about that later in this video, but we'll also talk about it on the live streaming channel. So you can definitely come on by for a stream and just ask me about this. This is massive news. We'll be talking about this probably for the whole freaking week, so you can definitely come let me know your thoughts, or we'll discuss it then. But now let's get kind of freaking sweaty, man. Let's get really freaking nerdy when it comes to the Beyonder. So who is this disco suit wearing mother... Anyways, right? So basically, in the original Secret Wars, he's just presented as this character from the beyond, powerful beyond everything that you can possibly comprehend, but it's sort of later refined via Secret Wars 2 and also just other comic book runs, that what the Beyonder actually is essentially like a pocket of energy created by the Beyonders, who are an alien race that exists outside of our universe in what is known as the Beyondverse. And essentially those crazy, powerful alien characters put these pockets of energy into the negative zone in Marvel Comics. These pockets of energy usually consolidate and become cosmic cubes. In the comics, cosmic cubes are not like the Tesseract, and they're not an Infinity Stone. They are reality warping devices, incredibly powerful and super interesting things from Marvel Comics. But it is essentially explained over time that what the Beyonder is one of those pockets of energy that the Beyonders intended to become a cosmic cube, but something happens in which that pocket of energy becomes sentient. It is essentially a cosmic cube made into a person. And so this sort of adds into the explanation in Secret Wars 1, where the Beyonder is essentially a child. He's just forming as sentience and learning about reality. He doesn't understand good and evil, so he scoops up all the heroes and villains and makes them fight. By the way, just while we're on the subject, the Molecule Man, Owen Reese, is a character that opens up a portal to one of those pockets of energy I was just talking about from the Beyonders, and that pocket of energy turns Owen Reese into the Molecule Man, giving him basically cosmic cube type powers. Now, later on in Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out event and his Secret Wars event, it's revealed that the Beyonders are essentially treating the entire human multiverse like a terrarium where they're running experiments on like evolution, morality, all of these different things. And what happened with Owen Reese becoming the Molecule Man is planned in every single universe in every part of the multiverse. And that's because Owen Reese is essentially a way for the Beyonders to blow up the entire multiverse once they get bored of the experiment. And in the lead up to Secret Wars, Dr. Doom discovers this and kicks off an incursion by destroying an Owen Reese. This starts all of the incursions happening in sort of a failsafe to create a destruction of the multiverse by the Beyonders. But what Dr. Doom does is he goes around to the multiverse, scoops up all the Owen Reeses that, again, have a piece of the Beyonders' own power, and then at the end of time, while standing next to Doctor Strange, he unloads all of those different Owen Reese variants, creating this crazy bomb that ends up blowing up and killing the Beyonders. And then he siphons all of that power, puts it into an Owen Reese, and basically rules Battleworld as God Emperor Doom. So you have the Beyonders, the Beyondverse, insane, unfathomable amounts of power, and then you have characters like the Molecule Man, and you have a character like the Beyonder, who are like lower versions of what the Beyonders actually are. And then you have Kang, who's literally just a dude that does crazy time traveling and conquers the multiverse, okay? And so again, at first, I have a huge hang up with this. There are a few ways that they could make this work and make it work interesting. As I pointed out in the video a little bit ago, there was a sort of retcon by Brian Michael Bendis in New Avengers where Professor Xavier essentially reads the mind of the Beyonder and discovers that the Beyonder's actually an inhuman that has a mutant gene, and that he mutates, and his mutation gives him access to like the powers of the beyond, the powers of the cosmic cube. He's a reality warper, much like Franklin Richards is, until they wreck on him from being an actual mutant. And I'm going to do a whole video breaking down different theories that I have about how they could actually make this work. Like maybe there's a version of Kang that becomes a mutant and is able to tap into the powers of the Beyonders. Maybe Kang is a survivor of the very first multiverse when the actual Beyonders destroyed everything, and he's somehow able to siphon off some of their power, and he's trying to consolidate the multiverse to actually destroy the Beyonders once and for all. Like, there's some really crazy cool stuff that they could do with it, but it just doesn't feel very Kang, right? That's getting wildly cosmic for a character that mostly just deals with time travel, freezing time, and things of that nature. And I think the main takeaway is that this is really massive. I mean, for a long time, we've been trying to figure out what is the MCU version of Secret Wars going to look like, because they did contact Jim Shooter, and we felt like they were going to adapt some stuff from Secret Wars 1, maybe Secret Wars 2, but they also have the concept of the incursions going on, which adapts aspects of Jonathan Hickman's version of Secret Wars, and they have Kang the Conqueror. And so a lot of us were believing, oh, this is going to be like Avengers Forever, you know, time displacement, maybe trying to touch all places of time at once, you know, things of that nature. And now it seems like, well, what they're really going to do is take Kang and make him into the Beyonder from the first two Secret Wars movies, but there's also incursions happening, maybe because the Beyonders are trying to stop him. I don't know. We'll get into that in a whole separate video, but this does change almost everything we thought was going to happen with Secret Wars. However, the things we did think were going to happen in Secret Wars, like freaking Tony Stark coming back, Robert Downey Jr., Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman, those all seem to be confirmed as well. Now, we've been following the rumor train on this for some time, so this isn't exactly shocking news, but it is coming in a couple of more recent reports from My Time to Shine Hello, who, again, seems to be really on top of this stuff. So it seems like Robert Downey Jr. Absolutely confirmed to be coming back for Secret Wars. That's incredible news. As I said in a live stream last week, like, yeah, we thought this was going to happen, but I was starting to get a little shaky on it. I mean, the Russo brothers aren't back for Secret Wars, and Marvel does seem to sort of just be on a little bit of shakier ground than they were just a couple of years ago. So I was like, ah, man, that would be pretty disappointing if we didn't get Robert Downey Jr. back. But it looks like they have shored that up. And in addition to coming back for Secret Wars, it looks like he might have something to do with Armor Wars. Now, just for a second here, let's get really sweaty and nerdy. I do think they could tie Tony Stark and the Secret Invasion show to what's happening to Secret Wars via the creation of a cosmic cube or an understanding of the Beyonders. Because, like, for instance, the Skrull are actually the first race in Marvel Comics to create a cosmic cube, and then they have a cosmic cube that becomes sentient, much like the Beyonder. And according to a lot of the rumors, the Skrull are after some of Stark's technology in the MCU during Secret Invasion, and that may well tie into what's happening in Armor Wars. And so if they bring Robert Downey Jr. back for Armor Wars, maybe it's via a hologram, and the hologram is explaining something that ties into this bigger, greater narrative with the Beyonders or Beyondverse energy, the incursions, or something like that. Like, it would be really cool if Tony sort of like just lays all this stuff on Rhodes and like James Rhodes has to like figure out what to do with this and what part he could play in shutting it all down. But yeah, that's really sweaty. I just wanted to touch on that for just a second. My Time Shining Hello has also said recently that you're gonna get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in Secret Wars. This is so freaking cool. We knew they'd be coming back, but to have that information, they're actually gonna fight with each other in close proximity. That's just gonna be like fanboy dreams happening on the screen. And I think that's sort of part of the magic of what Secret Wars is really promising. Like, I've been thinking about this a lot because I love Secret Wars, like all the different versions. I especially love Hickman's Secret Wars in Marvel Comics, and I want the Secret Wars movie to be epic. I want it to be the next Endgame and to just have this crazy awesome thing that all the fans celebrate. That feeling is so great. Around Endgame, it was incredible. Around Spider-Man No Way Home, it was incredible. But other than those two big events, like Marvel really hasn't had that a lot recently, and I want that so badly for Secret Wars. There's a part of me when I hear this like Beyonder Kang thing where I'm like, yo, this is really weird. I want the story to be great, and I'm seeing some possible holes here. But at the end of the day, Secret Wars is really more about celebrating these different franchises and bringing them back together. Maybe it doesn't matter as much if the story's just like so ironclad and incredibly well thought out. Maybe it's just more like get these characters together, have them do the fighty fight, punch superhero thing together, and then we'll call it a freaking day. Like, I'm trying to be open to it because a lot of the fan servicey stuff has been incredibly hyped, right? The Kang Beyonder stuff is weird, but this stuff is freaking awesome. It's great to know you're going to get Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman Wolverine, something that literally like 20 years ago I wanted as a fan, right? It's crazy. Now it's actually going to happen. Something else that My Time to Shine talked about was the idea on how they're going to keep Secret Wars like under 4 hours or not a 4-hour movie, right? And essentially you're going to have the new group of Avengers in Kang Dynasty forming and trying to stop Kang, and then in Secret Wars you're really going to focus on and go through the perspective of the different franchises. This means literally having like the opening scene just be in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe, and then maybe some crazy stuff happens, an incursion or something, and then he's whisked away to fight with the other multiversal Avengers versus the Beyonder Kang. This does also line up with stuff that Paul from Heavy Spoilers has been talking a lot about recently in videos, and so it seems like that is coming through via a lot of different leakers, scoopers, and insiders. The idea that the new Avengers will be the focus in Kang Dynasty, and that Secret Wars is really going to focus on these other franchises and ultimately bring them all together in hopefully a really cool and satisfying way when they fight against the Beyonder Kang. And so there you have it, Crazy Kang, the Beyonder thing that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. A lot of fun confirmations of fan servicey things coming via the other franchises in Secret Wars. I'm hyped up, I'm confused, I'm intrigued. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. We'll be doing follow-up videos of the information here. We'll be talking about this on stream, so make sure you go check the streaming channel out. Smash like on this video if you liked it, and if you want to watch more, why not check out this new video I just did about crazy leaks for the Ahsoka show. I personally think this might be the coolest thing Star Wars has ever done.
Yeah, please subscribe, like this video, have a great night, and please like this video, and see you guys, bye.